Hi, I'm Penny and this is my channel. So I had actually planned to film this news video last night, but I kind of lost track of time, ended up going to bed before I could, which meant that I woke up today and had all the news from yesterday and pieces of news that had gone up today. So I've got a fair bit of news to get through today, a bit more than I normally do, so I'll just go ahead and jump right into it. So first piece of news for today, a new trailer for Plants vs Zombies 2 has popped up online. I wasn't particularly happy with the last trailer, you might remember, so I'm glad that this one is definitely more entertaining and shares a little more information. We get to see a couple new different plant types, including a pea shooter with 5 pea heads, and a plant that has kind of boomerang petal things on its head, which looks fantastic. And you know what, based off this trailer and the hype from the first game, I was really looking forward to Plants vs Zombies 2 It's About Time, until I delved a little further and got some new information. On July 18th, Plants vs Zombies 2 will launch exclusively for iPad, iPhone and iPod, so it's going to be iOS exclusive. The game is also going to be free to play, so you can download and play for free, which means it's going to be funded purely by microtransactions in-game. So there are several different problems that I have with this. The first one being that the first Plants vs Zombies was released initially on Steam on PC. I would say the majority of its sales, if not a large portion of them, have come from Steam and PC gamers, and we've definitely helped to build the game's base from probably a smaller fandom into everyone plays this game, a lot of you guys play this game. It definitely has a massive fan base. I mean, sure, since then it has been released on several other devices like Android, iOS, Nintendo DS and consoles, but it was on PC first. It was our game, it was our game. It was our RTS and we loved playing it, and now they've gone ahead and given exclusivity to iOS. Does anyone know if exclusivity is a word? In regards to it being exclusive on iOS, here is my best hope. Hopefully it'll be a timed release and it will launch initially on, on iOS, on iPods and iPhones, and maybe after a couple of weeks or a month, maybe even 2 months, we'll finally get it on, if not PC, at least Android, because maybe even Windows Phone, but Android itself is like a massive part of the phone market now, and Windows Phone is definitely getting bigger. To limit Plants vs Zombies 2 to such a small portion, I mean, not necessarily small, but to such a limited portion of phone owners just seems a bit silly. And that's not even touching on the microtransactions free-to-play funded by in-game purchases thing, which is just a big blow to Plants vs Zombies fans, I think. Here is the part where I would say that I'm not going to download Plants vs Zombies 2 out of spite, but I'm not, and it's not out of spite, it's because I am one of those people who don't own any iOS devices. I'm also one of those people who loved the first Plants vs Zombies and devoted a massive amount of hours into it, so not particularly happy. Next up, in less rage-inducing news, if you remember back to E3 2009, you might remember that Sony announced a game called The Last Guardian from the lead designer and director of Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. In the years following that, E3 2010, 2011, 2012, and all days lying in between, Sony have been pretty quiet about The Last Guardian, not saying anything apart from when prompted that yes, it is still in development, they just have nothing to share, and we definitely kind of forgot about it, I'd say a large portion of us. Now here is something interesting about The Last Guardian. On E3 Insider, an official E3 ESA run website that basically shows listing for games that are going to be shown at E3, they had a listing up for The Last Guardian on PS3, not even PS4. The listing showed the original screenshots and everything back from 2009, as well as saying that we would have more updates on this page from the show floor at E3 2013, which is this year for those of you not paying attention. However, in classic gotta bring us down news, Sony have since said that no, this is not confirmed, it's all speculation on the ESA website, and that they definitely have no confirmed plans to show The Last Guardian at E3 this year, which is a downer. In saying that, it's not like they've squashed any hope of the game appearing at E3 at all. Like they said, it's speculative, which doesn't mean not going to happen, but I wouldn't make any bets for large amounts of money that we'll see The Last Guardian at E3 this year, but I wouldn't be too pessimistic either. I'd say it's maybe 50-50 at this point. And before I leave you guys for today, I just wanted to show you a few teaser videos that have popped up online over the last couple of days. The first one here comes to us from Lionhead Studios, who are behind the Fable series. The video basically consists of a number of tweets directed at Lionhead Studios, asking them when we're going to see a Fable HD or a Fable remake of the first game and the lost chapters. It's mostly these tweets that make up the video, but at the very end we do see a hooded and masked figure who turns around and reveals himself to be Jack of Blades, who was the first game's central antagonist. Now this is, I guess, not a confirmation, but it's probably the closest thing we're going to get before E3. I am, based off this video, fairly confident that we'll see some news from Fable, probably, most definitely almost, a Fable HD remake, which I'm pretty excited for. I never got around to fully playing the first one, I owned it and just didn't finish it, so I'd like the chance to go back and finish it off now. Back on this side of the screen now, the second teaser comes to us from Eidos Montreal, who have just shown a logo for Deus Ex The Fall and a date of the 5th of June 2013. Hard to say for sure exactly what this could be. It's in the same kind of style as Human Revolution, but I feel like it's way too late to go ahead and release new DLC for that now. With E3 so close, I would probably not bet money, but I'd be pretty certain that we're going to see a big Deus Ex announcement, maybe a new game, with some sort of relation to Human Revolution, or it might just be a big coincidence, I don't know. But if you're a fan of Deus Ex, keep an ear out for some E3 news regarding the series. And today's final teaser comes to us from Telltale Games, the game that we already knew was in production but I am super excited for, and it is The Walking Dead Season 2. The teaser shows us not nothing, we see some new characters that we hadn't seen before. There's one called Vince, who I suspect is maybe the protagonist of the new game. But aside from that, there's really nothing going on there. We know nothing about returning characters, nothing about the setting. We really have no information at this point, but I'm still excited basically just to see that it's in production. But that is pretty much all that I have to share with you guys today, so thank you as always so much for watching. Hopefully you didn't find this video too long because I spent a lot of time complaining about Plants vs Zombies 2 in retrospect. Sorry about that, but again, thank you for watching. Don't forget you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and my new website, superpaniland.com, which is basically a glorified Tumblr. The links are all in the description, and I will see you guys again soon for more gaming videos. Bye!